Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. Big thing for Monday Night Raw. Tomorrow night, which is going to be the October 19th edition, 2015, the go-home show into WWE Hell in the Cell. The first time Brock Lesnar and Undertaker are going to be in the same building since SummerSlam. Of course, if you go back to SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar, thinking he gets the victory due to tap out, Undertaker uses the referee and the ring bells and the ring keepers argument to his advantage, with basically Charles Robinson saying that there was no reason for the bell ring. The bell ringer saw Undertaker tap out in the ring. These guys are bickering one thing to another. Charles Robinson finally says the match will continue. Undertaker sneaks up from behind, gives Brock Lesnar the shot in the nuts. Then I believe he rolled him up for the 1-2-3 victory, and Undertaker got the hell out of town. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman both decided that they were going to protest the victory at SummerSlam. One thing leads to another, and at Night of Champions, it was just thrown out there. No hype, no build-up, just a commercial. WWE Hell in the Cell 2015 main event, Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar, which is promised to be the last chapter. Of course, when they did the build-up into the match at SummerSlam, it was the starting at Battleground, where Undertaker snuck in during Brock Lesnar's chance to reclaim his throne as WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Because of this, Undertaker came out the next night on Monday Night Raw. I wasn't 100% sure. I thought they were building up until WrestleMania 32, but they were stacking the deck for SummerSlam. Undertaker calls out Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman comes out, calls out Undertaker. Undertaker comes down to attack Paul Heyman. Brock Lesnar comes out of the back, and the biggest brawl that has ever happened in the history of WWE Monday Night Raw breaks out, where basically every babyface, every heel, there was no one protected. Everyone was out there except for John Cena and Randy Orton. I think they were probably the only guys in the arena that night that weren't there. Maybe they were in catering. Maybe they needed to finish their dinner before they were able to get out there. Maybe they felt like they were going to get a cramp from eating too much of the catering. I'm not 100% sure why they weren't out there. But, they were physical. I mean, it took the cops taking Brock Lesnar away to break up this fight. You had Undertaker famously yelling, Brock Lesnar yelled at Undertaker, "I'm gonna kill you," and Undertaker yelling at him, "You're gonna have to," which they really played off at the SummerSlam match, which I didn't think really, came off that well. Maybe at home people got into it, but they didn't really build a crowd response, because I don't think the people in the crowd could hear it. If you go back to the Undertaker versus Triple H with Shawn Michaels Hell in the Cell match at WrestleMania 28, I thought it was one of the best matches that I had ever seen live. And then I come home and I watched it on the DVD when it finally comes out, and I thought it was one of the best matches that I had ever seen, because of the fact they played up for the camera, the way the ring was mic'd, and you can hear the things. I just don't think maybe the crowd was able to play off on it. Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker is going to be a huge match at Hell in the Cell. If you go back, you get chance between now and the pay-per-view, go back, watch, I think it's No Way Out, but I could be wrong. Just go to the 2002 pay-per-views on the WWE Network. Check out the match from 10 years ago, almost to the date. Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker going at it. Brock, of course, gets the win. He climbs up to the top of the Hell in the Cell. He's banging his chest like he's King Kong, waving the belt over his head. 2002 was the year of Brock really getting himself over before getting to Survivor Series. Surprise, surprise. Big Show beats him, but it was only to get the title off him, to build him up to being the biggest and the best. Going into WrestleMania 19, winning the Royal Rumble, beating Kurt Angle in his first main event of WrestleMania when he, just debuted the night after WrestleMania the year before. They really pushed this guy, and they really made him into one of the biggest things. Sadly, WrestleMania 20 was his last match before coming back at WrestleMania 28 and taking that 8-year hiatus, trying a few different things: football, boxing, UFC, becoming the UFC champion. Lots of things to stack the deck with him, but I'm not 100% sure what you can do to build this up. I think last week, Undertaker and Brock, neither were on the show. That, sort of vignette promo that they showed of these guys beating the hell out of each other and showing the history from WrestleMania 30 today. shows you that these guys really don't like each other. They've never really mixed well. They've been oil and water their whole career, and it's going to boil over. They're promising that this is going to be the final chapter. I think they're liars. I would not be surprised if Hell in a Cell builds us to get to another match at, WrestleMania. I'm not 100% sure who you put Brock or Undertaker against if it's not against them. This feud seems so hot, but we'll have to see. I mean, I can't remember what the last Raw before, WrestleMania. I'm sorry, the last Raw before SummerSlam was, where Undertaker and Brock were both in the same place. I can't remember if one was in the ring and one was on the ramp and they were yelling at each other, or, what they did. But I remember that it was sort of a letdown because of how big the fight was the night after Battleground. And it took everything in the world to keep them apart. We're gonna have to see. It's going down Monday Night Raw, October 20th. It's gonna be the 19th. October 19th on Monday Night Raw, Lesnar and Undertaker. First time, same place, same time since SummerSlam.